Hello and welcome to New Fast Food. We've got a lot to talk about today, including Dunkin Donuts testing something called Donut Fries, why your new Wendy's may be feeling a little bit cramped, and of course, more Taco Bell test items. They just keep coming. Before we get started, I do want to mention that over the weekend, we did cross 100 subscribers. So I want to say a very special thank you to everybody who has subscribed. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. We talk about fun stuff every Tuesday and Friday. And for reaching the 100 subscriber milestone, I am going to be doing another Taco Tuesday mailbag. So if you have a question that you'd like to see me answer in the video, be sure to leave it in the comment section down below. You'll have a whole week to leave me questions in the comment section of my videos, and I'll answer them next Tuesday in the Centennial edition of Taco Tuesday mailbag. Now let's get started. So we just had the very successful Taco Bell Nacho Fries removed from menus just last week, and now Dunkin Donuts is introducing their own version of fries that they're calling Donut Fries. Now, as opposed to Nacho Fries, which basically were French fries that came with nacho cheese dipping sauce, Donut Fries are not actually French fries. They're more of a sweet dough that's deep fried in the shape of a French fry, and then it's got cinnamon and sugar sprinkled on the outside of it. People are comparing them to Dunkin Donuts' version of the churro. So you basically get all these little churros in one order of donut fries, and they're calling them donut fries. So this is just a test for now. You're not going to find these at all Dunkin Donuts stores, but I think that they are testing them in the Boston area. So if you live near Boston, this is something that you can get at your local Dunkin Donuts. It's part of not just its own test, but part of a larger test in general to test their new $2 snack menu. So you see here that they have $2 gotta have it snacks, and there's a bunch of things that are on here. So it's pretty exciting that they're gonna have that they're testing all of these new snacks, but I'm not so sure that all of them are worth $2. I mean, if you take a look here, most of them look like they should be on a $1 menu, not a $2 menu. Now, to be fair to Dunkin Donuts, they're not traditionally a lunch or dinner type of restaurant. You know, they're probably more comparable to like a Starbucks than they would be McDonald's or Burger King. So you know, let's try to give them the benefit of the doubt as far as that goes. But I'm not seeing a whole lot of value here. So let's go through them. Looking at all these gotta have snacks, I think probably the one that has looks like the best value is the Waffle Breaded Chicken Tenters. So $2 for 2 chicken tenders. McDonald's also does a 2 tender for $2 deal. Theirs is their buttermilk tenders. So depending on how big these Waffle Breaded Chicken Tenders are, they could be a pretty good deal. I say depending on how big. It's kind of hard to tell from this poster here. The way they make these posters is they'll take pictures of each item separately, and they'll sort of Photoshop them all together. And some items maybe end up being larger or smaller than they actually are compared to the other items. So if I'd say if they're about the same size as the buttermilk tenders from McDonald's, then that'd be a pretty good deal. But looking at the picture here, they could be more comparable to the old Burger King chicken tenders before they reshaped them. And if that's true, I mean these would be a very poor deal. So from those chicken tenders, I think those would be probably the best deal from there. Probably the Pretzel Bites would be next. I think those would be the next best deal. Figure that the nacho cheese is about 50 cents, and then so that'd be like $1.50 for 4 Pretzel Bites. Then I'd say that's followed by the Donut Fries, although in the picture it looks like you only get 5 of them. So hopefully there's a chance at least that you could get more than 5 in your order of Donut Fries. And then from there, I'd say, probably I'd go to the Munchkins Dippers as probably the next best value. It looks like you probably only get 4 of those as well, but you do get that chocolate sauce, or maybe they have other dipping sauces for you to choose from. And then from there, I think it's probably a toss-up between the cookies and the brownie. Looks like you get 2 cookies for $2, whereas you get 1 brownie for $2. That may be all right. It's hard to tell from this picture how thick it is. So, it could be a thick brownie, and $2 brownie, that could be all right. And then last, I mean, man, look at these ham and cheese roll-ups, okay, for $2. Looks like you get 2 of them. I don't care. Those look pathetic. I mean, it basically looks like a little lunch meat piece of ham rolled up with a slice of cheese into these little tiny tortilla type things. I mean, I don't know. It just looks awfully pathetic. I mean, $2 for two, that means $1 a piece. I mean, if I were to pay $1 for something and I got that little pathetic roller, I would be very, very disappointed. I think from what it looks like these items are, I think that you probably need to get at least 3 and probably 4 would be a good deal for $2. I can't imagine they're going to sell many of these roll-ups 2 for $2. It's just no way. So there you go. So Dunkin' Donuts, gotta have $2 snacks. If you're in the Boston area, or if maybe you're in another market that's also testing this, let me know if what you think, if you had a chance to try any of this stuff. And if you're not, let me know if you think that you'd want Dunkin' Donuts to bring this nationwide, or if you think that besides the chicken and the donut fries and maybe the pretzel bites, that everything else is just a waste. All right. So next up, Wendy's is also testing something very small, but it's not a food item, it's their entire store. So they just recently opened up this new tiny store concept. It's in Portsmouth, Virginia. So take a look at it here. It's actually very attractive, and actually from the external picture it doesn't look as small as it really is. So normally Wendy's restaurants need at least an acre of land for them to be built on. But these new tiny restaurants can be built on a ½ acre or even a ¼ acre. So we're talking about restaurants that take up a quarter of the space that a normal Wendy's would. So that's pretty incredible. And there's a number of advantages to this, right? So the first one, of course, is cost. Wendy's, just like any other fast food restaurants, very expensive to open. You're talking about over $1 million to open pretty much any fast food restaurant. And they say that these smaller designs take off over $300,000 of the cost, and actually they're testing other design features that could shave off over $150,000 more. So you're getting close to knocking off $500,000 from the cost of opening a Wendy's, and that's a huge deal. That's a huge deal for people that really want to open up their own Wendy's. The other big deal is that they can now fit in the spaces that they couldn't before. So maybe you drive through a neighborhood and you're like, man, I really wish there was a Wendy's here. Well, maybe the issue is there's just not room in that neighborhood for a Wendy's the way the restaurants traditionally were. But maybe there's a smaller piece of land that's available that Wendy's could slide into. So the point is, Wendy's can now, with these new smaller restaurants, fit into places that they couldn't before, and also that their competitors can't fit into. So that's a big deal as well. And you see the pictures of the inside here. There's basically no wasted space. Sometimes you order your food and you look around. Well, where should I sit? Oh, maybe over here. Oh, maybe over there. No, this is you get your food and you just walk down towards the back of the restaurant until you find somewhere open to be able to sit at. And despite them being so small, they do fit between 55 and 60 people inside, and then of course you can see there's more seating outside. So it's not like there's small restaurants that can't hold many people. There's small restaurants that actually can hold a lot of people. They're packing quite a bit of seating space into these little designs, and because they are smaller, they do have a much smaller carbon footprint. So they use less electricity, less everything, because they're a smaller restaurant. So overall, I think this is a great idea. I think that I think this will be successful for Wendy's. I think you'll start seeing these new smaller Wendy's start opening in a lot of places where you didn't see Wendy's before, and I think you'll start to see a lot of their competitors start to do this as well. I think you'll start to see smaller Taco Bells, smaller McDonald's. I read over the weekend that 70% of McDonald's business comes from the drive-through already. So already you can see that there's a lot of people that are choosing to go through the drive-through instead of use the dining room. And also delivery is becoming a bigger deal. You'll see more and more people go the delivery route. And so of course both of those, the drive-through and delivery customers, don't use the dining room at all. So I think this is going to be a very popular thing in the near future. All right, next up, it seems like we can't go a single episode without talking about Taco Bell. Last episode we discussed that the Beefy Crunch Burrito is undergoing a test to to potentially become a permanent menu item. We also talked about that they're testing the crispy chicken taco in select locations. We did not know that they were testing those items together, but we have pictures coming from Chattanooga, which of course is where we knew that the beefy crunch burrito was being tested, that they are testing that and the crispy chicken taco together, as well as something that was not mentioned in their press release last week. So this is a surprise new item, the Pepsi Mini Freeze. So I'm guessing this is just a Pepsi Freeze that comes in a smaller cup, and of course it has a smaller price tag. You see the $1 here. So Del Taco already does this with their milkshakes. You can go to Del Taco and get a $1 mini milkshake. So Taco Bell seems to be latching onto that idea with their new $1 mini freeze. I like this item. I love the freezes, but I don't always want to drink a whole one. So for $1, if I could just get a smaller version, and I would really like that. Now, a few weeks ago, I introduced you to the Queso Quesarito. At that time, we only knew that they had showed up in the Taco Bell test kitchen at their headquarters. But now we have reports that they are testing it in the wild. It's been popping up near Birmingham, Alabama. Also, crispy dipping burritos, which are kind of like Taco Bell versions of egg rolls, are not a wholly new item. We've seen these tested in the past, but they're testing them again, this time in Columbus, Ohio. So a lot of items being tested right now for Taco Bell. If you're in this market that has any of these and you've tried them, let me know what you think. And if you're not in a test market, let me know if there's something you would like to see come nationwide. And I'm going to leave you with this. We just talked about Wendy's testing their new tiny store concept, and here's Chick-Fil-A going in the opposite direction and opening a 5-story Chick-Fil-A in New York. So you see the pictures of it here. Basically the idea is you go in, you order your food on the first floor, and then I guess once you have your food, you start your trek up the stairs in an effort to look for a table. Up on the 5th floor is a rooftop seating area, so you may end up sitting outside, and that may not be such a bad idea. But you will have to walk up the stairs to get there, or maybe there's an elevator. I'm hoping there's an elevator. There has to be an elevator, right? If you're in New York, check out this new 5-story Chick-Fil-A. But that's enough out of me. Now it's up to you to continue the conversation down below. Let me know what you think about any of these stories we talked about today, whether it's the donut fries from Dunkin Donuts or any of the other snack items that they're testing, the new tiny Wendy's, the giant Chick-Fil-A, or these other new test items that are coming to Taco Bell. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe for new videos every Tuesday and Friday, and you can watch more right now.